Welcome to SVG-TV's news for Wednesday, August 17, 2016. I am Rochelle Baptiste with the details. Eric February, a student of the Mountain View Adventist Academy, is this year's top performer for SVG at the CSEC examinations with 20 subject passes, including 17 grade 1s and 3 grade 2s. Two other students obtained 14 subject passes, 3 with 13 subject passes, 19 with 12 passes, and 36 with 11 subject passes. A total of 2,804 candidates were registered to complete the exams this year. Of these, 1,337 were private candidates and 1,468 were school candidates. The results of the Ministry of Education indicates that approximately 75% of the subject entries were awarded grades 1 to 3, and this year 12.30% of the passes were at grade 1 level, 28.52% at grade 2, and 45.40% at grade 3. 6 schools recorded percentage pass rates of 80% or more. These schools are Girls High School with 97.19%, the St. Vincent Grammar School with 94.29%, St. Joseph Convent Kingstown with 91.76%, St. Martin's Secondary School with 87.62%, Thomas Saunders Secondary School with 86.75%, and St. Joseph Convent Mariacourt with 80.58%. 11 other schools obtained commendable pass rates between 60% and 80%. The school which recorded the most significant improvement over the previous year, according to the Ministry of Education, is the St. Martin's Secondary School, whose pass rate represented a 14.11% increase, which is 73.51% in 2015 to 87.62% in 2016. And the 16-year-old top performer for SVG at CSEC 2016, Eric February, spoke to SVG-TV News earlier today at a summer job earlier at Jack's Enterprises. He said since he entered secondary school, he wanted to do a number of subjects, noting that as he progressed over the years, his academic interests also grew more diverse, and that he was happy that his tutors never questioned his ability to undertake the workload.
All the tutors, everybody who taught me the subjects, my parents, who are also teachers at the school, and the teachers at the school, they all expressed that I would have the ability to do it, that I would be able to do it, and that also helped me to finally make the decision to do all 20 subjects.
And your principals, for sure, he gave you the support. Did he question your ability?
No, when I came to him to discuss what I want to do in Form 4, in other words, when I put forward I want to do 20 subjects, he told me to go for it, that I would be able to get through with it. And he was also one of my teachers. He was my geography teacher, and during geography, that was the one I got the low SBA mark for. Even then, he did not express any doubts that I would be able to get my subjects.
February said in preparation to write all 20 subjects, he had to strike a balance.
About time, did you have any much of a social life? How did you balance your time?
Well, I'm not really that involved in sports because I just recently got my glasses, and before then I could not see properly, so I didn't really get involved in sports per se. My recreation would be reading books, storybooks, or even reading educational books because I find them interesting. So that would be my kind of recreation. As for time, I was never really strapped for time. I always had time to relax. My parents made sure that when I got home in the afternoons, that before I even went to study, I would have an hour or 2 hours for myself to relax. And if I finished studying by a certain time, they would even give me some even more time to relax before I went to bed.
The top student emphasized that he is an average person, but that he is determined to succeed, and stressed on his Christian faith, which he said is a major factor in his life. And newly appointed principal of the Mountain View Adventist Academy, Gabriel Bowman, said he is elated with the success of the top student as well as the overall performance, of which the school secured a pass rate of 76%.
Mr. Bowman, you taught Eric chemistry.
That's right.
Did you at any point ever question his ability to obtain all 20 subjects?
Never. Eric, from the time I came into contact with Eric, I recognized that he's a special student. He's gifted. God has blessed him in a very special way, and we are fully confident that Eric would have returned the results that he returned, because at no time, at no point during Eric's period stay at school here, did I have reason. I don't think any teacher had reason for doubting Eric's ability. I've never seen Eric losing focus at any point whatsoever. So I had no doubt.
Bowman noted such an exceptional pass rate does not come easily, and he is fully aware of the challenge ahead to maintain such success and go beyond, noting that it will require a lot of hard work and commitment from all.
Apart from the overall performance of 76%, we have done pretty well in many of the subject areas. We had over 13 subjects, 13 of the 20 subjects that students wrote, returning over 75% pass rate, and I think that's commendable. 6 subjects we had 100% pass. That too is not totally new, because over the years we've been doing pretty well in a number of the subject areas. As a matter of fact, over the past couple of years, we have consistently been returning over 70% pass rates. And I think this 76% is the highest probably over the past 3-4 years or so. And I'm very happy and thankful to God for what He has done for our school, and in a very special way for the way He has used Eric this year.
We will bring you our interview with the parents of the top C6 student, Eric February, in tomorrow's newscast. In other news, there has been an increase in tourist arrivals to this country for the first 5 months of this year. That's according to Minister of Tourism, Sport and Culture Cecil Sesmaki at a media conference yesterday. Maki pointed out that figures from January to April show an increase in arrivals of 6.3% from 2015, with a total of 110,574 persons visiting these shores.
For our stay-over visitors, there was a 13.9% increase. For our same-day visitors, we also saw an increase in those figures. First time we are seeing that for a while, but there was a 91% increase in that category. For the arrivals by sea, yachts, we had a decrease by 17.3%. And for cruise ship arrivals, we had an increase of 12.7%. So for the month of April, we saw a 3% increase in our visitor arrivals, from 13,492 in April 2015 to 13,894 in April 2016.
The tourism minister also indicated that during the month of May, several areas showed increases over 2015, with cruise ship arrivals increasing by 105.1%, stay-over visitors 2.2%, and same-day visitors 2.1%. Maki said he is encouraged by the figures and is looking forward to greater increases in tourist arrivals with the completion of the Argyle International Airport.
So for the month of May 2015, we saw arrivals of 8,788, and for the month of May 2016, 9,418, as I indicated, an increase of 7.2%. And the period January to May 2015 compared to January to May 2016, we had a 6.4% increase, with arrivals in 2015, 112,773, and 2016, January to May, 119,982. So again, we are still being encouraged by the arrivals, and we know that we are catering in a major way for the coming into being of the Argyle International Airport, when we expect that we will see even greater increases in our arrival figures.
Speaking on the issue of culture, Minister Mackey said the Carnival Development Corporation will be hosting a symposium to gather input from all Carnival stakeholders in order to develop the festival at the Peace Memorial Hall this Saturday. He added that his ministry will also be hosting activities as they look towards celebrating 40 years of Carnival in June and July 2017.
Of course, we are looking to see how we can further develop that festival, particularly in light of the fact that 2017 will see us celebrating 40 years of Carnival in June, July. And of course, we want to do some very special activities to celebrate our 40th. We want to, first of all, have a major launch in the cities that we are represented in. That is New York, Canada, and the UK, and also in the major destinations in the Caribbean that we see the majority of visitors come in for Carnival. And also we want to have activities, major activities, at least one every month from January right up to May, as we get ready to have the climax of Carnival celebrations in 2017.
Member of Parliament for the constituency of North Leeward, Roland Patel Matthews, in a statement issued today, condemned yesterday's incident in his home village of Peterborough, in which a driver with the St. Vincent Bureau Limited was shot and reportedly robbed of an undisclosed sum of money. Matthews, who is currently overseas, says he condemned to the fullest extent what he described as a glaring, vicious and selfish criminal act which attempts to tarnish the name of the North Leeward constituency, and wished the injured truck driver a speedy recovery. He also made it clear in the statement that contrary to some earlier media reports, the incident did not occur at a shop which he operates, though it was close by. And government senator and the ULP candidate in the December 2015 general elections for North Leeward, Carlos James, also condemned the incident as senseless and stressed on the great level of hospitality and kindness in the North Leeward community. He also extended best wishes for a speedy recovery to the truck driver. Consul General for SVG to Canada, Fitzgerald Huggins, has made a donation of $6,000 to the Zero Hunger Initiative, which will help to give several newly qualified nurses a stipend to assist persons in their communities. At the opening of Diplomat Week on Monday, Huggins says the contribution comes from his personal finances, and he is pleased to make an input towards the overall well-being of citizens.
Get a couple of these nurses out and start them, give them a leg up sort of thing. Get them started and on their career so that they can go into clinics in the rural areas and give their services and pay them a stipend. So today, I'm going to present a check of $6,000 to the Prime Minister towards that initiative. It is not coming from my excesses, it's coming from what I have worked hard for. And I know when my wife looks at the account, she will want to know where did that come from? Where does that $6,000 go in? It's to employ a couple of nurses for 6 months. I will try to rotate this program. Maybe next year, for the next 6 months, do 2 teachers, and the next year, for the next 6 months, do apprenticeship in mechanics or whatever the case may be. I am not going to challenge my other colleagues from the to match it, but I hope they do. And I'm going to present this check on behalf of the Huggins family to the Prime Minister.
Accepting the donation was Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who said such acts of generosity supports what his government is doing. Dr. Gonsalves, who is Minister of Finance, says that he was pleased to reduce the indigent poor in the Vincentian Society from 25% in 2001 to some 3%.
According to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, it should be 2030 is the target date, but we believe we can do it much earlier. And in fact, we're shooting for that. But the existing programs which we had were not touching this intractable number, about 3,000 persons. So we decided to do something very special, to look for these 3,000 And we have their names. The Ministry of Social Development has done a good job. I have a list of all their names.
Announcing that there's going to be a stronger diplomatic presence in this country, Minister of Foreign Affairs Sir Louis Straker said that already monies are being allocated to have this venture facilitated. Sir Louis also pointed out that the initiative is in an effort to boost trade and employment in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Strengthening our diplomatic states and extending our cause. We are seeking to broaden our focus on employment and the economy. And so we are engaging in diplomatic and trade negotiations in Canada, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Ireland, and these would all result to the benefit of our country. Because of that, we are recommending to Cabinet that we increase our diplomatic presence in the United Arab Emirates, particularly in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. We need also to establish a more concrete presence in Taipei.
An agricultural science and entrepreneurship program has been put together by the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College Division of Technical Vocational Education, whereby students can learn agriculture as well as the business aspect of it. According to Dean at the college, Osborne Bowens, the two-year associate degree program will provide the students with the necessary knowledge and skills training needed to manage an agricultural business and sustain it.
This new program, Agricultural Science and Entrepreneurship, is one that we have developed particularly to allow our students to have an entrepreneurial approach to agriculture. Over the last century or more, our approach to agriculture has been mostly one of production for sustenance. I think that this program is intended to do what is called value added to agricultural products. And by doing so, we look at the entire mandate of the St. Vincent and Grenadines Community College and the Division of Technical Vocational Education, and we say we offer employability skills.
Bowens believes that the program will not only help persons find employment, but will also equip them enough to be the ones providing jobs, for which he says will benefit SVG significantly.
And we think that this program would extend to making sure that people who have the mindset of finding a job would go beyond that and think about creating a job or creating jobs. I think that it has been proven that entrepreneurial skills and that entrepreneurial mindset can allow young people to be more productive and add to productivity within St. Vincent and Grenadines and make St. Vincent and Grenadines a better place.
Lecturer at the College, Savar Maloney, says the main objective of the program is to assist with the growth of the agriculture sector and that there are a few requirements in order for one to take part in the program.
Anyone can apply to the program. There are some requirements. You must meet the college matriculation requirements. You must have 5 subjects and English. For this specific program, we ask that you have either agricultural science or integrated science. If you have a business subject, then that is an asset, but it's not a requirement. The program is geared towards helping you, and from the courses we have available, you will get the knowledge and the practical experience to help you build your business.
Registration for the program is expected to be announced shortly on the college website.